email, Susan, thank you. She was talking about unsolicited pictures that we receive in our messenger.
We did a video that said, does size matter? And Susan had a lot to say. Susan writes us, a guy I used to work with used to always brag about having a huge penis. He always looked for an opportunity to talk about how big he was and how so many women were after him because of it. He once said that he had a 10-incher. This all changed, however, when he sent me a dick pic. His pic was a close-up of his penis with a ruler right next to it, so I could see exactly how long it was fully erect. Oh my God. I don't know what he was thinking about, but it wasn't anything to boast about. It looked like it was only 5.5 inches long. He then sent me a message around 15 minutes later, begging me not to show anyone else and saying that he was so sorry. But she said, I already sent it to every single one of my female friends by that point. She goes, what wouldn't have, if only to warn them all about him. It was no accident that he sent it to me, as I found out that he had also sent it to somebody else with the same apology to her around 15 minutes later too. I think...
So the dude's an exhibitionist.
Right. Yeah, so it seems like he really wants to show off his stuff to people. She said, so it was no accident. I think that some of them needed a really good laugh, and they sure as hell got one. She said, from then on, we kept on making jokes at work by measuring various items in the office with a ruler and saying things like, damn, that thing's smaller than I expected. It doesn't even measure in 6 inches. Followed by lots of laughter. It was so funny watching him as red as a beetroot, even though we weren't even talking about his junk. They really do need to understand that if they sent unsolicited dick pics, then it's open season for us to send them to all of our female friends and laugh as well as criticize and judge, telling them that it's small seems to work really well in getting them to stop. The dick pic guy left 2 weeks later, probably through embarrassment. Our boss didn't understand what was going on until after he left. Afterwards, we told her, and she had a really good laugh, and said that it served him right. How would we carry on working normally after going through that? They expect us to react to their unsolicited dick pics with a message of, ooh, that's such a nice penis. Oh, she's so funny. That's such a nice penis. Is that all for me? Wow, I feel so lucky now. It's so big and such a turn on. Before we magically jump through their screens desperate for sex and then jump on top of them? Surely they must know by now that this approach does not work. This is now the reason that I consider an erect penis 6 inches or less to be small, so size really does now matter to me. Just how are we supposed to react to men who exaggerate about their size before we even meet them? And how are we to deal with a situation when Mr. 10 inches drops his trousers and turns out to be Mr. 5.5? So let me tell you, if you know this girl at all and you send her anything, she is going to tell everybody. And then Susan killed us when she then attached the picture.
Oh, don't show that though.
Oh, we're not.
Okay.
We won't. But
Yeah.
just for our reference. Thank you, Susan. I mean, how awkward for Susan. Like, she works with this guy. And he's just set unsolicited. How? I mean, that's harassment.
It's extremely
That is
inappropriate.
harassment. One, they're not attractive, you guys. So the size,
Well,
like,
it
we're not.
depends.
I mean,
If it's someone that you like and you want to see, it's different.
Yes, it is.
But it's not attractive if it's someone that you don't like.
Exactly. What was this guy thinking?
In fact, honestly, if I worked with somebody and they sent me a photo like that, I think I'd probably go to HR or something.
There's no
And
doubt I
this
would.
is completely inappropriate. Like, that's not right at all. And they should even have the job there
Right, if they're doing something like that, correct. Wow. If this guy was gonna make a statement, he should have had a big statement.